In today's clip, I'm going to talk about what I learned from just one full day of fasting. Hey, XenPuck here. Oh, holy good lord. I'm so glad I'm about to have some lunch. Okay, for those of you who don't know me that well, I'm a bit of a glutton, and yet yesterday, for some totally non-exciting personal reasons, I went on a full-on fast, like water and tea only type of fast. And I was like, it's cool, it'll be fine. I like meditation. Fasting's kind of like that, right? And besides, I'm already on the intermittent fasting train where I keep all my meals basically within an 8 to 10 hour window already. No, boy, was I wrong. Okay, while I enjoy this extremely basic supermarket bought lunch, you know, generic wings and a small chef salad, I'll recount how I felt during this, what I would call a terrible ordeal, and did I learn something from it? I hope so. Alright, so, how did I feel? This was yesterday, okay? Boy. Irritability was number one, right? It felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like exactly like when I was quitting smoking. That's what it reminded me of. So then that makes me think, oh my god, am I like addicted to food? Is that a real thing? I feel like I've actually heard of that. That might be a real thing. Didn't think that was possible, because, you know, it's not like I eat all the time, but yesterday I was incredibly irritable, like all day long. Let's see. What else? Lack of focus. Right. During my day of fast, originally I thought, hey, you know, I could use it to maybe get ahead of my YouTube, you know, script writing schedule. Yeah, I didn't do any of that, because as soon as I sat down, my mind just started wandering and I could barely think straight. Or rather, I could barely think of anything but food. So I actually had to choose a much more passive way to spend my time, which ended up being, you know, playing video games and watching really terribly written CW shows and things of that ilk instead. No big surprise there. But effect number three, this is the one that I really didn't expect. I couldn't even nap. Now, usually when I don't feel perfectly well, the first thing I do is just try to sleep it off, right? Because sleep cures all ills. That's what I thought. But no, yesterday, I would say like after maybe 10, 12 hours of not having any food, even when I laid in bed, I just kind of was uncomfortable and twisting and not falling asleep. That was absolutely the worst. Generic blue cheese on a salad. Not that bad. So, what did I actually learn? Well, first thing that came to mind, it really made me think about how ashamed I am of sometimes like looking down at homeless people. I'm just being honest, okay? Now, I've always known I've been pretty lucky in life, right? And I think it really made me reflect on whether I really believe that it's primarily through my own efforts, right? Here's a reason why it made me think of that. Because just after being hungry for a single day, kind of made me think, like, even yesterday when I looked in the mirror, I just looked kind of dazed and just kind of out of it. Yeah, my wife even said so. And it made me think, oh, it's because I'm from New York, and you walk by so many hobos and you see this look on their faces all the time. And I used to think, well, these people must be lazy. Like, why can't they just go get a job? And that thought has come roaring back in my mind, because I'm like, I can't even focus on writing some superfluous YouTube scripts that literally only serves to satisfy my own ego. So forget about like a creative job that I think homeless people can get. How would they even be able to get a manual labor job when they haven't had anything to eat? That is just, I feel terrible for ever having that thought in my brain, like probably wasn't even that long ago. You know, when I lived in San Francisco, certainly, so less than 5 years ago, I probably thought that. And for that, I deserve to go to hell. Shame on me, okay? I gotta do better. Oh, by the way, of course, it also made me actually appreciate these really, you know, these kind of very basic levels of supermarket lunches that I bought today. Look at the size of this thing. This is a small salad. I gotta love it. After a fast, I didn't actually want to stuff my face with, like, let's say pork belly or whatever. That's why I got a salad, I swear. But maybe having self-constrained to a whole liquid fast, maybe I'm also just rethinking a whole, like, maybe I have to rethink my diet a little bit and, you know, include some more vegetables. Wouldn't that be something if I could keep it up? Oh, and finally, one day of fasting. Yeah. Because, I don't know, I just felt super privileged, to be honest, okay? I know there are other people who are more privileged than I am. I'm not in the, you know, in that kind of competition, right? But I've never really had not enough to eat in my life, right? Even when I was at my lowest point in income, at least I had a home, right? So that I could store at the time, my grocery list would literally be store brand, sliced bread, bologna, mayo, Kraft slices. You can make a simple sandwich. That's super cost effective, but you need a fridge and a place to live. Okay, if you don't have those things, buying a loaf of bread and a package of all these materials and only be able to make one sandwich out of it, it wouldn't be a good, you know, efficient usage of money anymore. Right? I mean, I just didn't really think about how my mind could be dominated so much by a single basic need after really not even a whole day. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. It just speaks to how not used to being hungry I am. Okay, that's about it. I've had a crappy long weekend, okay, and that ended up being in this fast. Now I'm over it. I'm always trying to learn something about myself, and that's the way it should be. How about you guys? Did you guys ever try fasting for any period of time? And how did it go? Did you learn something from it? Let me know in the comments below. Sub and share, all that jazz. Cheers.